Another day, another dollar as I holler to the world. I love the way I'm living, love the Gucci, love the girls, love the parties and the clubs, love the models and hot tubs, love the German engineering set on deep dish dubs. Another tour around the world, entertaining the fans. I love walking through the airport, taking pictures, shaking hands. Every day for me's an oyster, crack it open, find a pearl. I love the way I'm living, is what I holler to the world.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Marking Out with MVP.
And Dwayne Swayze? No, I'm not Dwayne Swayze. I'm not that tall. I wish I was that tall, but I'm not.
Well, you larger than life, man.
That's true. Yes, I am larger than life. I was your childhood. Well, go ahead. I'll take over after you. Do our intro.
Yeah, so guys, welcome to the show. We are in Arlington. This is all in...
Not Dallas.
Not Dallas.
Specifically.
Arlington, and not Fort Worth. We're in Arlington.
And because if you live in Texas, to the people who live around here, that shit matters.
Yeah. You don't want any problems with
Like,
that.
I'm from Miami. I'm not from Fort Lauderdale. And if you hung out in Fort Lauderdale on your vacation, you didn't go to Miami. You were in Fort Lauderdale, you know?
like what? But Fort Lauderdale, where's Hollywood? Is that Fort...
Hollywood is Broward County. So that's north of Dade County.
Okay.
Dade County is the 305. That's Miami. 954
Oh, boy.
is Broward County. So once you get right across County Line Road, you first get to Hollywood.
Okay.
Then you get to Hallandale. Then you get to Fort Lauderdale. And then you keep going, you get to Palm Beach. And,
okay.
And after Palm Beach is just Georgia, you know.
Right. But all of that is not Miami.
Yeah, none of it is Miami. Unless you go to the Gulf side, and then you go up I-75, and you hit St. Petersburg and Tampa, and that's a whole nother vibe.
Right.
I'm not giving you geography lessons. This is Marking Out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze.
What's up, guys?
And this weekend, as we were just saying, we're in Arlington. And do you know why? Because it's all in.
Yes.
An amazing weekend.
An amazing weekend. And so many of you guys have been shouting me out, which is pretty dope, saying, hey, yo, what up? Love the pod.
Dude, all the people that have recognized you, like, oh, you're Dwayne Swayze. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So y'all haven't been lying this time. Yeah. Y'all haven't been lying this time saying that, oh, I saw you wrestle last week. You know me. You know me from the pod.
Oh, the number of people that assume or mistake him for a wrestler, or the number of people that have called him like an honorary Uso.
Yeah.
Is that one of the Usos? Like,
oh man.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Shout out Jimmy and Jay.
Shout out to my nephews.
What up, fellas?
So yeah, it's all in weekend, and we decided that we were going to try to get as many episodes as we could this weekend, so we could include some guests for the first time.
Yes.
Because, I mean, the whole premise of this show is that he gets to mark out for me as his friend and ask the questions that he wants to ask, but my friends are pretty cool too.
Yes, they are. And I have had the opportunity to mark out a good bit this weekend, man.
And our very first guest, our inaugural guest,
yes,
is a very good friend of mine for over 20 years.
We're not going to tell him, are we? Or
Tell him.
Samoa Joe.
Joe is going to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe is our inaugural guest. And I'm going to keep it real with you. The show is called Marking Out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze. So don't get spoiled and think we're going to have a guest on here every week, because we won't become a slave to the guest.
Yeah, this is the show.
This is a show right here. But because we like you and we know you like us, we will slide in some of my good friends who my good friend Dwayne Swayze can mark out for by proxy, because they're my friends are your friends, you know, all that.
Right on.
So, yeah, they will hold this chair, and I will hold this chair, and Dwayne Swayze will hold that microphone, and he will ask his questions, and I will chime in wherever appropriate. So you are in for a treat. Stay tuned. Coming up, the very first guest on Marking Out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze, Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe. Shout out, Joe. Thank you, man.
Now, what have we got?
So, you guys that are listening to the podcast on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you listen to the show, please make sure you comment and you like and you follow us. Do all
And
that
share.
and share. Make sure you guys do that. We appreciate everybody that's been listening and watching. Thank you very much.
If you are a fan of this show and you're a wrestling fan and you have friends that are wrestling fans who you believe would appreciate this show, the intelligent conversation that we have about wrestling I try not to do bias unless it's people I genuinely dislike, which we haven't gotten there yet, but that's coming.
Like, just joking.
Dislike, fucking hate. We'll get there. It's like that. But please, tell your friends, like, yo, MVP's, and if you think I suck, tell your friends, yo, I think MVP sucks. We'll watch this podcast, this show. But yeah, share it, please. Discuss it. Group chat.
Oh, man. All right. So today's first question.
Wait, hold on. We are bringing back the agave.
Oh, yes.
The Devil's River. Our good friend Dave Bautista.
Thank you, Dave.
I still call him the animal. This is his company, and this agave bourbon it's bourbon with agave, and it's natural agave, and I forgot what kind of casks it's aged in, but it doesn't matter because at this point we've been drinking for quite a bit, and we're filming multiple episodes here, and yeah, we're lit.
It might be breakfast, guys. I'm not sure at this.
We're pretty close at this point. I shout out to the Good Brothers, Gallows and fucking Machine Gun, because this is the thing that they get drunk and talk about wrestling. And well, we're not that, but we are good brothers.
10-4.
So I'm like wilding out. Go ahead, man.
All right, right on.
Here's to you. Hey, pour yourself something, roll something, make a sandwich, whatever it is you do.
Yeah, eat something.
Pull up your chair, join us, and let's go, man.
All right. So MVP, how do you approach mentoring younger talent in today's wrestling environment?
Man, never gets old. Just because I'm an Iron Sheik fan, but I always got Vince McMahon. You excellent question. In my role now at AEW as an OG, I try to impart my experience to those who will receive it. There are a lot of youngsters who, and it's a term I use often in my promos, youthful exuberance. We've all been there. You feel that, oh, this old man shaking his fist at clouds. And not to say that that doesn't exist, but there are some of us who have made a lot of money in this business, who have had longevity in this business. And I heard many, many years ago, some of the best advice I ever got was, if you want to be successful, find successful people and do what they do. Damn, that made a lot of sense to me, you know. So it always baffled me when I would try to give some advice to young talent about how to improve your presentation to become a bigger or better star so that you can position yourself to make more money, to make a living in this industry. And there are young talent who think they got it figured out and they don't want to hear what I got to say. I'm not forcing my opinion on them. I'm not wasting my experience on them. But there are a lot of young talent who understand the game. I talk to them all the time. And I watch matches all the time. I'm backstage, I'm watching matches. And if I can't watch a whole match, I'm watching segments. And there's specific talent that I take interest in, because Kyle Fletcher comes to mind. He's money. That kid is a star. He just needs guidance, development, nurturing, and you know. So I'll watch his matches, and then I'll say, "Hey, dude, that was good. That not so much. Do less of that. Do more of that." Now, I don't know your character. Let your character be what it is, but I'm giving you some salt and pepper seasoning advice to help make you better so that we can all be better, so that we can all make more money. And Kyle, to his credit, and there's some other young talent who they'll come and ask me. And the aptitude is when they ask me for advice, and then the next time I watch their match, I see them make the adjustment. And my personal experience with that is getting called up full time. Fit Finley was an agent. Some people watching this don't understand the significance of Fit Finley, but he is widely respected in every locker room. Every OG respects Fit Finley. Fit Finley is that man. And if you want to find out, just go and check out some old World of Sport, which is English wrestling, and you'll see Fit Finley, who is just dynamic. And he didn't mince words. He would tell you, like, you're not good enough to be here. And when I first got called on a weekend loop when I was in Deep South Wrestling, Fit told me to my face, I'm showing you the producer report that I'm sending up. You're not ready. And I was crushed because through Norman Smiley, I had so much respect for Fit Finley. Like, he was one of just giants to me. And I was like, damn. Which only made me go and work harder and dig deeper. And the next time I got an opportunity to come out on the road and Finley gave me critique and told me to do stuff, I started doing it the way he did it. For example, I watched when Finley would work Undertaker and Undertaker would set him up for the tombstone. Finley would hook his ankles behind Undertaker's head and hold his arms out at the side, flailing. Instead of holding and wrapping and being like, okay, I'm ready for this move, he's hooked and he's like, oh, And then as Taker went to hit it, he'd hook to be safe. Boom. Take the finish. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! The next time I work Taker, that's exactly how I took the tombstone.
Right on.
I hooked my ankles behind Taker's head. I flailed my arms when he hooked me for the boom, boom. When the people who are successful say to do things, I do them. Now, this isn't to say that, hey, listen, man, sometimes you got to go against the grain. Sometimes you got to break out. When the Hardys were being the Hardys, you had a lot of OGs that said, you guys are doing it wrong. That's not how you do it. That's not right. Yeah, well, the Hardys made more money than you have ever seen, and they broke new ground. They made tables, ladders, and chairs iconic. Them, Edge and Christian, and the Dudleys. Iconic TLC. So when I'm talking to young talent, the ones that I see understand the business and have the aptitude to make the adjustments to climb, those are the ones that I talk to. And if I see somebody that I think is talented and I go and I put a bug in their ear and I see them continuing to do whatever they want to do and disregarding me, no problem. You do it your way. See how it works out for you. I want you to be successful. Yeah. I'm not hating on you. If your way breaks out and all of a sudden, like, you're the most popular guy on the show, well, I'll be damned. Awesome, great.
Right.
I would. Hundreds of thousands of people are buying tickets to see you and buying merch and all. Brother, let's work together.
Right.
So I will take the time to share my experience garnered through my time across multiple promotions, multiple countries, multiple legends. The immeasurable wealth of knowledge I've gained from The Undertaker, from Ric Flair, from Edge, like just the number of people I've had the pleasure of working with who put me up on game, who taught me. And as a result, dude, I've been here for over 20 years.
Right on.
So,
I saw you giving that advice in the lobby today to young wrestlers?
If you're a young guy and you want some game that's going to help make you better, hey, work to the hard cam. Hey, present your character more. Hey, when you come out for a run-in, present yourself as a star. You know, don't come out in dirty sneakers and sweatpants unless that's your gimmick. Like Mark Briscoe is supposed to look like a country boy chicken farmer who will beat your ass. You know, that's it. You know, but if you're not that and you have a moment, come out in your gear fresh. You don't got to come out in a suit and tie, but come out in whatever your idea of, you know, I'm fly.
If Mark comes out in like Hurt Syndicate, like
Listen,
that's not gonna match.
Mark Briscoe has achieved the level of over that he can do no wrong. If he came out of the Hurt Syndicate suit, the crowd would love him. He's reached like that untouchable level. He can lose every week and they are invested in him. They love him. He's an amazing talent who has this authenticity that people just identify with. So he can do anything. And that's what you should strive to achieve. A level of over where nobody cares if you win or lose. We just want to see you. Yeah. He's mastered that. And the young talent who think they know better than I do, I'll give them a gem. If they discard my gem, I will give them no more. The young talent who understand that I'm only trying to help them be better, when I give them gems, they take those gems and apply them and I see the improvement, I've got all the time in the world for you. But if you don't, no problem. We can have a drink, we can shoot the shit, we can hang out. But I'm not wasting time trying to teach you game. Take the long way, take the short way, whatever, but like I've been doing this for over 20 years and there's a reason for that. I'm not the best that ever did it, but I'm pretty damn good. And I can probably give you some knowledge that I can't guarantee that you'll be a company champion, but I might help you make a living in this industry for a decade or two. And I'm not done yet, so maybe 3, you know.
How do you handle the transition between heel and face personas?
How do I handle it? The way you pose the question is interesting because I don't handle it. If we've talked about this before, where nowadays the talent on the big companies don't have the live events like they used to sharpen their skills. Unfortunately, AEW doesn't have any live events now. And I think WWE has minimized their live events. And I don't know Impact's live events. And I mean, it's a very expensive thing. But those reps in front of a live audience, you can't replace that. It's irreplaceable. Like I had the benefit of having years on the road, working 3 and 4 nights a week at the WWE level. So 3-4 nights a week, I'm working with Kane every night. I'm working with Benoit every night. I'm working with Matt Hardy, Undertaker every night. You know, I can't even verbalize to you the volumes that I learned having those reps every night. And you're not in front of the camera. You're in a live event. So there's not millions watching, there's thousands watching. So this is where you try stuff. This is where you experiment, where I had an idea, I want to try something. And if it fails miserably, it's not happening in front of your whole television audience. It's happening in front of those few people in Poughkeepsie, you know, like, but you find out like, oh, that worked. Let's try it tomorrow night in Hempstead, you know?
Right.
And oh, that worked. Dude, we got TVs in Manhattan, that that TVs at the Garden. Let's try it again, and bam, that okay. And now it's a regular thing, you know.
Right.
But not having live events now, really hampers the growth and development of a lot of the young talent, because nothing is going to nothing is going to replace reps. You gotta swing the bat. And in my case, my character is very defined. MVP is a cocky, self-absorbed, uber athlete. Whether or not he's good or not doesn't matter, because he thinks he is. You can have whatever opinion you want. Now, when MVP comes out, MVP can be your friend or MVP can be your enemy. MVP can be your cocky superstar, or MVP can be the guy that shits on your whole town and tells you how much your hometown team sucks, because and it's not a matter of handling it. It's a matter of adjusting. And professional wrestling, when it's practiced in its purest levels, is constant adjustments. Because remember, nowadays, the talent has the opportunity to spend hours to go over a 12-minute match so they can present you a Jason Statham transporter choreographed. And it's amazing.
Right
Some
on,
of it is
right
like,
on.
wow.
Right.
And it, like I used to say all the time, like, I think the catalyst for that, like the match that really like made everybody go, was Ring of Honor, Low Key, and Amazing Red. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've never seen this match, go to YouTube, Google Low Key versus Amazing Red, Ring of Honor. It changed the way people approached professional wrestling. There were so many young talent that saw that match and went, whoa, it was cinematic, amazing, like martial arts choreography on another level, except that there were no wires. There were no second attempts. There was never, cut, reset, let's reset.
Yeah.
Everything was executed flawlessly the first time out. If you haven't seen this match, go check it out. I'm telling you, it changed everything. So in terms of, choreographed spot fests, there's a market for that. There really is. And I'm not going to tell you, like, hey, some people, that's what they want to see. So basically, there's an aspect of improvisation that comes with professional wrestling in real time. And if you're on live television and your time gets cut short or your time gets added, you have to improvise. Sometimes, it's funny, me and Shelton were just talking about this the other day, where he had a match with Christian in Canada. Shelton was the babyface. Christian was the heel. Christian went out and cut a heel promo. He was in Canada. They cheered. He cut another promo. They cheered louder. He was not going to be a heel that night in Canada.
Okay.
He and Shelton went face to face. What are we going to do? You want to be a heel? I guess tonight I am. Turnabout.
Adjust.
Call it on the fly. Whatever you talked about beforehand is negated now, because we have to do things differently. So when I am, and at this point in my career, let's face it, I'm a legacy guy now. So when I show up, people want to see balling. They want to see some character stuff. They want to cheer me. They want to have a good time. So it's kind of difficult for me to be a heel now. Even now in my role with the Hurt Syndicate, when I come out, like so many of these people, these arenas across the country where we're working, I get MVP chance. And I appreciate it. I respect it. I've been around a long time. But I'm insulting these people and saying, and they're chanting MVP.
Everything you do with that cane is straight heel, man.
MJF comes out, big pop when his music hits, and signs, he's our scumbag. Hey, boo the fuck out of him. He's our scumbag, though, So to go back to the original question, it's not something that I handle. MVP doesn't change. Just whether or not I'm your friend or not changes. My character is the same, and I'm still talking smack. but I'm talking smack about your city's closest rival, or I'm talking smack about your city. My character doesn't change, my content does. And if I come out and they're booing me or treating me like that, oh man, I love it, because then I could just, I love being a heel. My boos are my cheers. And if I'm being really effective and you're booing me, oh man, my feelings are hurt, man. You don't realize that's everything. Yes, please boo me louder. Thank you, But there have been times when I was supposed to be the heel, but people weren't having it. I would come back to Shelton Benjamin. I think we were in Hidalgo, Texas. And it was a time when MVP was going through the losing streak.
Okay.
And it was very organic because I felt it. Where the fans were saying, why is this guy losing all the time? Like, no, he's good. This guy be Benoit. How is he losing to Kazarni? No disrespect to Nick, but, just from a business standpoint. And the fans organically turned me babyface. So the heels that I was working against on the house shows, they were getting booed. And some of these people were baby faces that were getting booed because people were cheering me. The fans decided, no, we like him, man. This is bullshit. We don't, And I remember with Shelton, I was supposed to be the heel. He was a baby face. And not that night, and I'm pretty sure it was Hidalgo. They were like, no. We fuck with MVP tonight. And that was, Shelton and I had worked together a few times, but that was the first time that on a live event, we called an audible. And we laugh about it to this day because he goes, God damn, crouching tiger, hidden baby face. And on the fly, we changed the dynamic. He turned to the heel. I started working as a baby face. And my mannerisms didn't change. I was still MVP, but if I grabbed the mic, my vitriol would have been aimed at Shelton versus aimed at the city.
Okay.
The way to change that, and it's real easy, just aim it at the city, and then Shelton comes in and goes, no, you suck, and San Antonio's Texas is greatest city ever. Yeah! And I go, no, Oklahoma is better. Ooh. And it's just understanding your audience and playing your role in that space. And if you really understand how to do this and you're good at it, you understand that ultimately you have to be able to call an audible, because you may have planned to go out there and have this technical Johnny Saint, Dean Malenko masterpiece, but you're in Ocoee, Florida. They don't care about that shit.
Yeah. Is that Miami? Just joking. Just joking.
Actually, it's outside Orlando. Oh. But these people want to see, and then you give a chop. Are we chopping meat now? So it's understanding what your audience wants and giving your audience that, and being comfortable in your character to be able to be a face or a heel under the circumstances. And there are a lot of guys who are really good at it. Off the top of my head, like you take Carlito. Carlito's dope. He's cool. And if he's not cool, he's an asshole, And sometimes he's a really cool asshole, It's just that, is he talking shit to you, or is he talking shit to that guy you don't like?
Okay.
And that's what it comes down to.
What's the significance of entrance music in establishing a wrestler's identity?
Hey, yo, we heard people. We heard people. We heard people.
Hey, that was that Wade to LeBron.
Or you get goosebumps.
Yeah, that glass break.
If you smell, you ain't got to see. You just hear that, And nowadays, what like, for example, what Punk has done with Living Color. Yeah. I was in high school every day, going to Specs afterwards, trying to buy this cassette tape for this black band I saw on MTV at midnight singing this song talking about the Mussolini and Kennedy and the cult of personality. Punk brought that back, and those iconic opening riffs from Vernon Reid. It's like, yo! Shout out to all the guys that I used to just idolize and appreciate, who I've become friendly with. Corey, Vernon, Will, and music. If you go back and you look at the history of wrestling and music, like one of the first groups to really incorporate music in their entrance was Michael Hayes, Gordy, Freebirds. Yeah. See, I've been drinking and smoking.
Yeah.
I've been drinking. The Freebirds, yes. Yeah, like, music being a part of an entrance wasn't something that was a part of wrestling in the beginning. Oh, I'm sorry. Time out. Let me go back. Excuse me. Shouting out Living Color. How could I, Doug Wimbish, bass guitar god, forgive me. Music and entrances wasn't always a part of wrestling. That was something that came later. And, especially once, WWE and the MTV era, and, it just became a huge part of entrances. And, any wrestler that you were a fan of, or any wrestler that you might not even have been a fan of, but was a star at whatever particular era, you remember their music. You know when that music hit, oh, here comes, and it doesn't matter who it was. So in the modern era of television and music videos and rock and roll, and music has become a huge part of the wrestlers' entrance and their ability to get over. I mean, dude, I was there. And when I've seen people, whoa, like they wait for that moment to be able to do that, and it's a beautiful thing. Like, it's so cool that when me, Bobby, and Shelton and MJF are backstage, and the people in the arena, like, they're in a commercial break, and they know where we're next. They start singing in the house, "We heard people, we heard people," before we come out.
Yeah.
We were just in Mexico, Grand Slam, at Arena Mexico, a legendary building. CMLL is the oldest wrestling promotion in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go look it up. Okay. CMLL in Mexico, the oldest active wrestling promotion in the world, over 100 years. And Arena Mexico is legendary. And even if you're not a lucha fan per se, you have to respect the history and all of the legends that came out of that culture, the mass culture. And to be in that building with Bobby and Shelton and MJF when we came out to MJF's music because it was his angle with Mystico and the whole deal, and we were there to support him. But there were pockets of people in Mexico throughout the night trying to start the chant. We heard people.
That's fire.
With the accent,
Yeah.
When I had the opportunity recently to go to Paris, where Fourth Rope did a pop-up boutique show with a French wrestling promotion over there, while Westside Gunn was doing his thing with Fashion Week in Paris, as he is wont to do.
Yeah. Fly God.
Hey yo, when as the commissioner of Fourth Rope, when I made my way out to address the house before we started the show, I always come out to the Hurt Syndicate music. And we're in Paris, France, and there's several hundred people there because it was like a boutique show. And We heard people with the French accent. You got all these people like singing "We Heard People." I'm like, yo, so it's a huge part, and it has a lot to do, especially nowadays, now more than ever, with the importance of media and music. It has a lot to do with whether or not a wrestler gets over, because I'm sure as a lifelong fan, you can think of wrestlers that weren't that good, but you really love their theme song. You love their entrance.
Yeah, that music. I would know it. So what did Antonio Banks come out to?
Okay, you asked the question. Antonio Banks was my name when I was on the independent scene in South Florida before I invented Montel Vontavious Porter MVP. And I had a few different songs that I used until I found the one that really fit. And Antonio Banks down in CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling, and IPW, Tampa St. Pete, throughout Florida, I came out to Ludacris, move, bitch, get out the way, bitch, get out the way. And after a while, like, because I worked hard on the Florida indie scene, and I worked up and down the state, and I really devoted myself to getting my name out there, and I was on TV across Florida. There was the Sunshine Network, which is a cable channel, and the late Hack Myers, rest in peace, the Extreme Shaw, ECW. He hooked me up to get booked on that because Scoot Andrews couldn't make it, and they wanted a black wrestler. And I can't remember the guy's name now, but he wanted me to be Luther Law. And I was like, with all due respect, sir, I've here in Florida been working really hard to get Antonio Banks over, and that's my name. And he said, well, okay, I'm just looking out for you. Yeah, sure the fuck you are. And I was able to use that name, and we did a TV taping at Miami Highlight. And and again, my greenness, because I didn't have anybody coaching me or teaching me. I'm booking myself. And he said, well, we're gonna tape 4 to 6 episodes of TV. So how much do you want for that? And at the time, I was getting like $20 a show, So I thought I was getting over. I'm like, $100. He goes, for the night? Yeah. Yeah, okay, sure. No, we're taping 6 episodes of TV.
And you got $100 for that whole
for the whole night.
Oh, you wild.
I thought I was getting over it. I'm only getting $20 a show at that point, 20, 25, 40. I'm thinking like, oh no, I'm getting $100. Like, and he's looking at me going, $100 an episode? Or, I'm like, yeah, $100. And yeah, okay, cool. So, but on that show, I was super green, but I wrestled Barry Horowitz. He was the first guy I wrestled that night. So we came back. He was the one that gave the locker room the kid's okay. I wrestled Mike Enos. I had wrestled a few guys who had been on TV. So that was on cable. And those episodes ran in reruns in perpetuity.
Right.
It was on forever. So like if you had cable in Florida and you were flipping through and you hit the Sunshine Network, at some point you saw me on there, And then there was a promotion in Ocoee, Florida. I can't remember, but they had Time Warner Cable. They had the whole TV truck out there. And my good friend Bruno Sassy, the guy asked Bruno to run the show and run the book. So he booked me. IPW had TV. Anywhere there was TV in Florida, local or whatever, I was on it. So I was a young indie guy, but to a lot of the other indie guys and people are like, oh, I saw him on TV. I saw him on TV, So I was all across Florida, but I'm coming out consistently at this point. I've made it to the point where Ludacris Move is my song.
And on the Sunshine Network, on all his television stations, they're playing it?
I don't want to lie. So I can't remember if they used it on the Sunshine Network. It was Championship Wrestling from Florida. I can't remember now It's been a long time. I can't. If you remember, leave it in the comments.
Yeah, do that. Drop it in the comments.
If you were watching, I can't recall exactly, but across Florida and across the independents that I was on the regular, I used Move, and it was so cool because I'd be behind the curtain, and at this point I had kind of gotten myself over on the Florida Indies, and now I'm over enough now that I'm charging $100 now, man. I'm making $100 to come on your show now, brother. Yeah, you saw me on TV in the Time Warner, Ocoee area. Yeah, you saw me doing the jobs on to job at Barry Horowitz on Championship. Yeah, brother, I'm somebody. But perception is reality. So across the state of Florida, I was on TV everywhere, and a lot of places that I was on TV, even in the places that I wasn't, I used Ludacris Move. And you could feel it was palpable. Like you could feel in the building, because I remember when I started to get myself kind of over in Florida, when that first would hit, bomb, bomb, bomb,
Yeah.
bomb, 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 bomb. You would hear the pop in the
Yeah.
crowd, because now they know the music.
Right.
And they know that the guy who goes to the gym and has muscles and actually is pretty good at this is about to come out and turn shit up, compared to the guys with the pot bellies and spaghetti arms and the kick badge and cut off jeans. And I was a pro. I had pro aspirations. I looked like a pro. I presented myself as a pro. But that music, when that music hit, you knew, oh, here comes Antonio Banks.
Right on.
And then a little while later on, I got even more, cocky, and I was feeling myself, and I was getting over. I would tell the ring announcers to introduce me from the 305, Miami, Florida, weighing in at 500 pounds, over 7 feet tall, and bulletproof, Antonio Banks.
So yeah, Superman up there.
I'm coming out with the fitted 305 Dickie suit.
Yeah.
I'm got the long chain swinging. Like, man, I'm from around the way. Boy, Trick Daddy, we 305. But Move, Ludacris. And it was cool too, because if you don't know the song, if you're younger, if you know the song, that's a hard wrestler song. If you don't, go look it up, because it opens up and he says, "Oh no, the fight's out. I'm about to punch you. Lights out. Get the fuck back. Guard your grill. There's something wrong. I can't stand still.
Yeah.
I've been creeping." So it's so hype. It's like, it's fight music. It's get up music. And that's what Antonio Banks used to come out to on the South Florida indie scene. And then Antonio Banks became MVP. And then he came out to Silkk the Shockers. I'm coming.
So who picked that?
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes.
The Shocker.
Dusty Rhodes.
Mister.
Dusty Rhodes was instrumental in developing me to bring me up on SmackDown, because at the time, Dusty Rhodes was the creative in charge of SmackDown. Michael Hayes was the creative in charge of Raw. Michael Hayes had been working with me because he planned to bring me up on Raw, and he was kind of bringing me along. And Dusty Rhodes kind of backdoored him, and I know I got him.
Okay.
And Michael Hayes was like, "Well, I've been working with him." And Dusty Rhodes, you took too long, And when I was having the private workouts with Benoit, when he was coming back from his neck surgery, Dusty would come in from off the road to Deep South to monitor my progress, to watch me work with Benoit. And we were talking college football and, my love of the University of Miami Hurricanes. And I said something to him about, how the Hurricanes come out of the tunnel with the smoke. And I said, man, that would be kind of cool if I did that on my entrance. And the great Dusty Rhodes was like, "Yeah, baby, we can get the smoke and have everything, and have the whole tunnel for you, baby." And I'm like, yeah. But I didn't understand yet that all he had to do was say, "This is what we're doing for this kid."
Right.
I didn't really understand yet. And then once I got called up and made my entrance, and I saw we had the tunnel and the smoke, and we were one afternoon, Dusty gave me a CD, and he said, "This is the theme music that I want you to listen to this. I think this will be good for you. And I went and I listened to it, and no disrespect to Silkk the Shocker, but at the time, like I'm really into like New York hip hop, you know, and I just wanted something just a little more up north jump, you know, and I didn't love it. And I told Dustin, he was like, all right, well, just, listen to it a few more times. And then the next week at TV, they said, hey, Vince wants you out by the ring. And I was like, oh, hustled out there. And Vince goes, have you heard your interest music? That's what Dusty gave me a DVD. Well, we're going to listen to it now. I'm like, okay. And then they played it in the arena. And Vince was...
Oh, word. You got the Vince bop.
A la Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Vince was bopping with it, and I just thought, I guess this is my music.
My music has been selected.
And I was like, Vince, what do you think? I'm like, I love it.
Yeah.
No, this is great, Vince. So that's how Silkk the Shocker's I'm Coming came to be. My Dusty Rhodes picked it. It was a Jim Johnston, Silkk the Shocker collaboration.
Jim Johnston made the
Jim
beat?
Johnston and Silkk the Shocker collaborated on that joint.
No way! Yes. I did not know
Jim
this.
Johnston and Silkk the Shocker.
Oh, no.
Dusty Rhodes heard it and said, "Yeah, that's for him."
Wow!
And then it was presented to me, and Vince in the arena would like that, huh? It's good stuff, right? And I'm like, yeah, it's great, Vince. Yeah, if you like it, I love it.
So move to I'm Coming, and then Ballers
And
Anthem.
no, was Ballers Anthem? That's where we met, because we met Baby Bash, and he came up with the hook. East side, I'm ballin', north side,
and that instrumental was my song.
That was your right.
Yeah.
That was a joint that Mikael had made for you.
Yeah.
And then somehow we flipped it over to me because I wanted a new interest music.
Oh, it's because you walked in. This is yours now.
But shout out to Baby Bash for making the introduction, and he came up with the chorus. We ballin', straight up ballin'. We ballin'. Because you know how Bash's creative process, how he listens to the music, and then he starts to formulate sonically the words. And I remember watching him over there going, he goes, we ballin', straight up ballin'. North side of ballin', south side of ballin', east. I'm like, yeah.
That's
all right, Bash, yeah.
That's it.
And then, I just had to punch it. I rock an IC 305 with amazing swag. My initials say it all. There's no need to brag, and everything came together. And that was that joint. And since then, we've been making a lot of music.
Right up, man. Right up.
So, yeah, Antonio Banks came out to Move from Ludacris. And then MVP came out to I'm Coming from Silkk the Shocker. And then that gave way to Ballers Anthem from MVP and Dwayne Swayze. And then all the stuff we've done since then that I've done to where we are now. We hurt people. We hurt people. We hurt people. Right. We break arms. We break legs. Shout out to Smoke Dizzle, homie. So, yeah. And again, if you don't know, you need to go to Spotify, Apple Music, whatever it is you do. Go check out The Hurt Syndicate by MVP Smoke Dizzle with the genius Westside Gunn with that hook.
Produced by Cartoon Beats.
Yes, he came through on that. And it's funny because, again, shout out to him, because me and Dizzle were talking about the beat that I wanted. And he said, I got somebody. And Dizzle came to me and said, here's what he got. And I said, I need more of this, less of this. And we kind of went back and forth on it multiple times until that final beat came through. And I told Dizzle, that's it. Yeah. And the rest is history. And we heard people. We heard people. So I guess we're done here, huh?
Think so, man.
Hold on, wait a second. We forgot. Cheers to you. If you're still here, we've been hanging out quite a while.
Hi.
Like, comment, subscribe, share. Man, we've been drinking and having a great time. It's all in weekend. I mean, thanks for hanging out. We love you. Go to the description, check out our Patreon. We over deliver on that. And it's late over here, so we got to get a rest because tomorrow is a long, busy day. So having said that, see you, Space Cowboy.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I just lay back in something new. Whiskey 21 and over, low ball. Make it too neat. Dizzer from Harlem. Yeah, I'm from Houston, off of Fondren. Mike Mazan and real world flow. Plant these seeds in the streets and in weeks. Watch it blossom. Dark night, riding on chrome, swinging through Gotham. It's me and P, repaving these roads.